Hey guys, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil and it's time for the next episode of Would I Lie to You? Ever since I discovered the Wikipedia page that had all the guests from Would I Lie to You on it, this episode in particular has stood out to me. It's episode 6 from series 9, and if you had shown this Wikipedia list to me a year ago, it would have been one of the few episodes with some recognizable names to me. First of all, Richard Hammond. And yes, I am a fan of the original Top Gear with Hammond, May, and Clarkson. Not surprisingly, I'm primarily a James May fan. Captain Slow was my jam on that show. But I certainly knew and enjoyed Richard Hammond. And also on this episode is Trevor Noah, who had the enviable but almost impossible task of filling in for Jon Stewart, and yet has pulled it off. He's really taken that show in not a new direction, but he's put his own flavor on it, and I really enjoy his commentary, his perspective. Loved his audio, his book. I listened to it while I was traveling around the world, and it was brilliant. Not what I was expecting, but heartfelt and intelligent and eye-opening. And so those would have been the two contestants that I sort of really would have keyed on. And I wouldn't have known who Sean Locke was at all. And yet now I know a ton about Sean Locke, and I'm really interested to see him. I'm not sure I've seen him on Would I Lie to You yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't. So, hey, it's Sean Locke on Would I Lie to You. I can see him really having some fun on this. And then the final contestant, I don't even know. Where are we here? Let's see. Judy Murray. I do not know who Judy Murray is. Wikipedia says she is, she's the mom of Andy Murray. She's a tennis coach. Presumably she's a little bit famous in her own right, but there you go. Two guys I've known for quite a while, one guy who I've become quite familiar with recently, and somebody else. So let's see what this episode's all about. This is episode 6 from series 9 of Would I Lie to You?
On David Mitchell's team tonight, a TV presenter whose knowledge of cars is second only to my own. My personal favourite is a red one. It's Richard Hammond. And a comedian who once did a TV show for Channel 4 where he wrestled an alligator. Who says Sky TV has all the best sports? It's Sean Locke. Someone who has helped transform British tennis and helped ruin British dancing. It's Judy Murray. A South African comedian who recently performed on the Royal Variety Show. 90 minutes of the finest entertainment crammed into 7.5 hours. It's Trevor Noah.
I used to call strangers on the telephone and convince them that they were talking to Nelson Mandela.
He does do very good impressions.
Why? Because everyone loves Nelson Mandela.
How often did Nelson Mandela cold call people?
Were you selling anything?
He wasn't pretending to be Nelson Mandela during his telesales period.
Right.
Hello, Richard.
It's Nelson Mandela!
What will you say next?
How are you, Richard?
Who did you target?
Anybody.
What was your hit rate on that?
100%.
Really?
How many did you try? Is it just Richard now?
Yeah, it was fairly convincing.
Do you ever let the people know at the end? You go, it's not Nelson Mandela.
No, because that would crush them.
What if you'd called an apartheid-friendly white Afrikaner? Feel the tension in the room.
Whoa.
You're talking to Tobias Cruelty. This is some of my best work.
This is Nelson Mandela.
What? Where are you?
I'm free.
This frank exchange of views with you has really turned me the other way. I wish you all the very best.
And to you.
He was certainly a rapscallion in his younger days.
We're saying true.
No, it's a lie. It's a lie.
True.
Okay. What do I know? Did he mention that in his book? It doesn't ring a bell.
While travelling around Europe, my friend and I came up with a scheme to make money on the beach.
What was the scheme?
It was jewellery. We used to sell jewellery. It was earrings.
And where did you get the earrings from?
To be perfectly honest, we'd make them.
Where was the beach?
Where was the beach? It's right next to the sea. It was in Greece.
What did you make the earrings out of?
Well, I didn't make them. My friend made them.
What was his name?
Spud.
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 He's not quite as good at this as Bob Mortimer.
What was Spud's real name?
Keith.
Keith. Why did you call him Spud? He always had a jacket on? What?
Give me a second, I'll get there.
I can't see him selling beaded earrings on a beach.
Would you buy anything from him?
No, nothing.
No, nothing.
True.
Yeah. I should have gone with my gut.
Please welcome this week's special guest, Ben.
Well, this is Ben, and I had to talk to him for over an hour to keep him calm when he got trapped in a portaloo.
How was he trapped in a portaloo?
Well, the lock wouldn't work, wouldn't open.
Why is he panicking?
Because Ben, and I'm sure you'll notice that, I mean, you just have to look at him to know, he suffers from a lot of anxieties. Inside, he's...
Where was the portaloo?
On a campsite. Someone's making sort of struggling noises in a portaloo. You don't think you can do much to help. And even if I could, I don't really want to get involved in that. I was chatting about how his camping weekend was going.
And then when he came out, you obviously the first time you'd seen each other.
Yeah.
And how was that? Did you fall in love?
I think he was a bit disappointed.
This is Ben, and I once convinced him that he'd been spooked by a ghost in a country house. Well, he was in a separate room, and I saw, like, a stool and realised, hang on, I can hit the rafters. That'll sound like footsteps coming towards him. So I did, and he believed it was a ghost.
Yeah, no, what were you doing in this house?
We were doing a ghost hunt.
And how high were the ceilings in the room that you were in?
But they're fairly high, not massively high.
Well, how high?
If you think of me plus a chair, about that high.
It's a very low ceiling.
Oh, give up! Right,
I'm just saying, I'm 6 foot and it's great.
Is it?
How did Ben react when you were making these noises?
Well,
did it spook him?
Yeah, absolutely terrified.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, I know that about Ben. He does get very, very spooked.
When did he find out that it had all been a wheeze?
I told him about 10 years later. I said, no, listen, you've dined out on that story. I know you have. You'd have told people at dinner parties, oh, the most haunted house.
Like people saying Nelson Mandela once rang me
Yeah.
up. This is Ben, and he very recently took me to my first ever football match and was disappointed that I nodded off for a bit in the second half. This was last season.
Oh, he's already got all the words, hasn't he?
What was the match?
It was association football
Associate.
between Tottenham Hotspur and Hull.
Do you remember the name of the ground?
What if I could?
I'm not willing to say how I feel about that.
I'm not willing to say how I feel about anything, but that's just because I'm British. Yes, it was at White Hart Lane.
Oh, well.
Yes, I do have a research team.
Do you remember the colour of the kits?
One team was in white, and the other team
Wasn't.
What colour was the goalkeeper wearing?
Green, all over, with a little tricorn hat.
If you don't like football, why would you have gone?
I'm an idiot. No, I was about to say I like to experience new things. No, I don't.
Do you remember the score?
I think there was 1 goal
Well,
To the Tottenham Hotspurs?
Exactly, and it was on the basis of that that the victory was declared to be theirs.
I'm gonna go Richard, but I totally buy David's story too, actually.
I've known Sean long enough to know he would be going, oh, come on, everyone, let's push it over.
Richard and the roof is where he lost me. Just the heights.
Yeah,
That's
the heights. It's too high.
When we looked, no.
I think they're saying it's not just you.
Oh, no,
It's just him. Not just him.
What about David and the football?
Well, it is possible that he would have a friend, I suppose.
So what are you going to say?
My name is Ben, and Richard spooked me by pretending to be a ghost in
Yeah.
a country house.
One Saturday morning, I lay on my back in the garden and pretended I'd fallen off a ladder so that I could get out of a family trip to Ikea.
I actually buy that.
My wife said we're going to Ikea, and then you should be upset if I said no. So I said, yeah, no problems. Can we go in about an hour?
So you said, OK, we can go to Ikea in an hour. I've just got to go and trim the tree.
Why is it so urgent that this tree needed to be trimmed?
You're not following this story, are you, Sean? I didn't need to trim the tree. We don't live in a relationship where I go, can we go to Ikea? I go, can we go now? I'm doing something in the garden. She doesn't sit me down, put a spotlight on me. I go, just a sing in the garden. But you did topiary last week.
Explain how you set the scene.
I go to the shed, right?
Yeah.
I pick my tool wisely.
Do you climb to the top of this ladder?
I don't need to, do I? There's no trimming to be done. I'm not Robert De Niro. I'm not method. I must become the tree. She says I'm going to the shops then. So I know she's out. So I position everything.
So she says in advance of going to this shop, she's going to the shop.
It's one letter. Give me a break. It's series 9. It's gone out. I know she's going to be gone enough time for me to get a ladder, lay it on its side, and lie there in a position that I would describe as
Can I ask
injured.
this question? Why didn't you want to go to Ikea?
I go to Ikea to get out of trimming a tree.
I didn't need to trim the tree.
How much of the tree did you get done?
You know, Rob's just stirring the pot. Sorry, the pots.
What had you done? What did you say to her?
I went, ah, my leg. She went, what's up with it? I said, I don't know, but I can't go to Ikea. she said, you better come inside and sit yourself down. I said, but what about the trip to Ikea? I feel I've let you down. She said, no, that was years ago.
I just think you'd save that for something a bit more...
You think it's a waste?
Well, yeah, it's a waste of an opportunity to get out of something. Family Christmas, you could get out of a whole Christmas.
You're saying it's a lie?
I think so
Lee,
too.
Truth
It's a lie.
or lie?
It's a lie.
I used to be in a South African boy band, but we split up after 3 of us were kicked by a horse on a video shoot.
Why was there a horse in the video?
Because that's what you do in, like, boy band videos. You have a horse.
I know he had a DJ career.
You had one horse between 4 of you.
It was a low-budget boy band.
What was the song?
Yeah.
I Love You, Baby. Well, it's a Xhosa song, Xhosa and Zulu.
Give us a taste of it. How does it go?
What, the song?
Yes, the
You
song.
want me to sing it on...
Yes, I want you to sing it. Imagine now, I'm the horse, right?
You got the face for it.
Wait, this is my part. I'm singing my
lovely.
part. Tanda sami ngifuna wena bendi yaku. Tanda ye tanda wena.
We all know it.
So that's definitely a song.
Do you know what they call that sort of music? Clip-clop.
Can I ask what...
Ba-dum-bum.
What provoked the horse to actually kick?
right.
We don't know. Everyone was standing together, and then out of nowhere, it's just a kick.
What were the injuries?
Well, the one guy, Tumelo, he got kicked the hardest, so
Yeah.
he was really hurt. So I don't know if he fractured his arm or if he broke something.
Oh, he was going to Ikea. Sorry, love, I've joined a boy band that got kicked by a horse.
The horse was destined for great things. He'd started to appear in pop videos.
Start getting a reputation for, you know, lashing out in a professional context. It can be the end.
True, I'd go true.
I buy it. I buy it. I know he had a musical background. Again, I don't remember it from his book,
Lie.
though. Ah! That was a well-told lie.
That was a well-told lie. At the end of the show, I can reveal that David's team have won by 4 points to 1. My individual liar of the week this week is Trevor Noah. Good night.
That was a fun one. It's nice to see some familiar faces on a show that I've come to love. And yeah, you know, this was probably about the last time you could get these guys. Like, could you book Trevor Noah for a show like this now? He's gotten pretty big. And Hammond, on the flip side, has he retired? Like, I know once the kerfuffle on Top Gear happened and Clarkson, May, and Hammond had to leave because of the whole Clarkson fight with a producer. In fact, the very last episode, I believe, was set here in Vancouver in British Columbia. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's true. Anyway, I know that they then went to Amazon and did the Grand Tour, and that was a regular series for a while, but now they're just doing the odd special, which I still watch and are a lot of fun. But aside from those odd specials, is Hammond still doing anything? Or has he just kind of retired from crashing cars and injuring himself? Let me know in the comments below. Good to see Sean Locke. You know, he's... I love his sense of humor because it's just so dry, and he has no doubt, for instance, that, you know, Lee would lie to his wife and stage an accident, but just felt like it was a waste of an opportunity. Like he could have used it to greater effect. I love that. I love that style of his, and it's a shame we lost him. But it's great to see more funny bits from his career. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Until next time, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.